Guys, the king is back, and I'm not talking about Ilia Topuria. I'm not talking about Charles Oliveira. I'm not even talking about Dricus and Khamzat. I'm talking about me! Guys, it's been 3 months. I missed all of my amazing 20 subscribers. Guys, that's the last time I ever leave half the bag in Colombia. What was I thinking? I got a tattoo now that says property of Bubba. I did 3 months in the hole. You know, awake, but that's the last time I ever leave half the bag in Colombia. I don't know what I was doing, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't miss much. I missed Volk getting the belt back. That was good. That was amazing. It was a bit nerve-wracking. But besides that, what else did I miss? I was right about Ankalaev. Everyone commenting about Pereira in my video. I was right about Ankalaev, even though it was close. And what else happened? What was the May? Oh, JDM just beat Bilal. Yay. But I wanted to get back on here. I'm going to be on here all summer. Hopefully, just for the future, I'll be back on here. But we're going to have live streams in the summer. We're going to have a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I want to talk about the recent fights that's been announced. Dana went on Instagram Live earlier. I wish they would give us the times. Like, they never give us the times, and it's annoying. But yeah, the UFC posted earlier that they were going to make announcements. We all knew that it was going to be about International Fight Week because it's in about a month and a half away. And for a big card like that, you know, that's pretty late to announce it. But it just got announced, and I'll pull it up. With the main event, Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira for the vacant lightweight title. Very important. We learned that Islam Makhachev has vacated the title. We saw a tweet earlier in the week from Islam saying, I'm not going to vacate the title no matter what happens. I'm going to go for double champ. Well, that's not happened. Islam has vacated the title. And I think what the UFC is doing is they're just saying no more double champs. You can't, if you want to move up, you had to vacate. They made Ilia vacate. Now they're making Islam vacate when it appeared he didn't want to. But we're going to get Charles versus Ilia, main event of International Fight Week. Great main event. Some people are going to cry, oh, we're not getting Ilia Islam. I don't care. I don't care. Ilia Charles is an amazing fight. Like, let's not forget that Charles is like this massive star as well. Listen, guys, listen. I'm getting nostalgic about Charles Oliveira in 2021 when he beat Poirier, he beat Gaethje, and those amazing fights. He beat Chandler. I'm going to pick Charles Oliveira. I'm sorry, I'm going to pick Charles Oliveira. I'm kind of just going to start picking fighters that I want to win. And I like Topuria. I was going to pick him against Islam. I actually was going to pick him against Islam, but I'm going to go with Charles. I just want him to win. This is probably his last chance. What's Charles? 35, 36? I'm going to go with Charles to win by KO. I actually think he's going to KO Ilia Topuria. Because let's be real about Ilia. His opponents have not been dangerous. Volk is not dangerous. I love Volk. Holloway is not dangerous. I love Max. Who did he fight before that? Bryce Mitchell is not dangerous. Josh Emmett, okay, he hits hard, but he's crap. He's crap. All he has is the right hand. Because I just think Charles is going to... He needs to have a good performance because in hindsight, the Chandler performance was kind of crap. Let's say grappling cancels out here. I don't think Charles can get him down. I don't think Ilia can get Charles down. Let's say this could be a striking fight. I just hope we see prime Oliveira going forward, front kicks, jumping front kicks. I know he gets hit, I know, but I just have a feeling that Charles, like, let's not forget, like, this was the guy in 2021 and 2022. This was the guy. This was everyone's favorite fighter. You know, I would love to see Charles Oliveira get one big moment, one more. Guys, it's been 3 months. I'm stuttering. I'm going crazy. But I'm super excited. I would hate to see Charles get KO'd, but I'm gonna go with Charles to win. I know that's what I'm gonna do. This could be an amazing fight, but I mean, we're probably gonna get a KO. But this could be an amazing fight. I'm gonna be super excited for it. Now, I need to find the card that just got announced. Instagram, UFC. I should have this pulled up. All right. God, we have a lot more things to get into as well. All right. Pantoja versus Kai Kara France. I don't really care about that fight. I mean, does that make me a casual? I think I'm kind of a casual now, guys, honestly. I missed 3 months. That's what happens. Pantoja versus Kai Kara France. I guess I'll go Pantoja to out-grapple him. Pantoja's durable. He's got good cardio. He presses forward. I know Kai Kara France is a good striker. He got robbed by Amir Albazi bad, by the way, as well, a few years ago. I like Kara France, but Pantoja is doing his thing. I don't think he could lose to anyone in this division until he moves up to fight Merab. All right, Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov. I feel like Paulo Costa is always on these like big fight card announcements when it's just like they announce everyone. There's like these 10 fight announcements, and Paulo Costa is always in the mix there. I'll probably go with Roman Kopylov to outstrike him. I don't know. Beneil Dariush versus Moicano. I'm gonna go Dariush here. I was gonna pick him in their first fight. I'm gonna pick him again here. Janata Deniz versus Justin Tafa. Again, it always feels like there's these Justin Tafa-esque matchups on these big like international fight week cards. So yeah, I'm gonna go with who cares, you know, Brandon Royval versus Manel Kape. I reckon that's gonna be the next contender for the belt. I'll probably go with Kape. I like Kape. Jack Hermanson versus Gregory Rodriguez. Jack Hermanson had a great performance against Joe Pyfer, then didn't fight for a year and a half. Not sure what's up with that. That was actually a good performance versus Joe Pyfer, but I'm gonna go with Gregory Rodriguez. I forgot he fought Cannonier and looked really bad. Cannonier is tricky, but I'm gonna go with Gregory Rodriguez. I'm gonna go with Hermanson. I'm gonna go with Hermanson. All right, moving on. So with that being finalized for 155, we now know that Islam Makhachev is moving up. He is vacating, and he is fighting Jack Della Maddalena, who just won. Guys, I'm a little rusty. It's been a couple months. So he's fighting JDM, who just won. And that's a great fight. That's a great fight. I think Islam will win. Guys. Like Bilal cannot strike, and Islam can strike. Like Bilal, fair play for gritting down and striking and throwing. But he can't, like, he's not a good striker, and he had a lot of success. And I know that JDM had an amazing performance against Bilal, and I would pick JDM to beat Brady. I would pick JDM to beat Gary. I would maybe pick JDM to beat Shavkat. But I just like Islam here. I just do. Like, this is supposed to be one of the greatest fighters of all time. He should be able to beat a guy like JDM. JDM couldn't finish Bilal. Okay, I know that we're talking about the new matchups. What happened to Bilal's chin? This is the guy who got hit once by Vicente Luque with like a pop hook, and he was wobbling across the cage. This is the guy who got partially head kicked by Leon Edwards, and he was wobbling. He ate like 40 massive punches against JDM. I was stunned at how good his chin was at 30. He's probably on roids. I'm not the guy who throws out like, this guy's on steroids, this guy's on steroids, this guy's on steroids. Okay, Bilal's probably on steroids. That physique doesn't really look natural. You know, there's videos of his physique earlier in his career. You know, what he just learned how to do push-ups at 30. I heard that from someone. That's not mine. Someone said that, but yeah, what am I talking? Yeah, if JDM can't finish Bilal, a 37-year-old Bilal who didn't get any grappling success going. If Bilal was landing a lot, Islam can land as well. He's much better defensively than Bilal. Like, Bilal would just kind of oaf forward, and, you know, fair play to Bilal for gritting down and throwing, but Islam is just not going to oaf forward. I know he's not the most polished striker, but he stood and traded with Poirier. He stood and traded with Volk in the first fight and the second fight. He stood and traded with Oliveira. Like, Islam is not this guy who just is going to shoot crazy for takedowns. He's not going to shoot 50 takedowns in a fight. He will stand with guys. And maybe without a size advantage, I don't know. JDM could win. But I'm going to go with Islam. That's probably going to happen in September, October-ish. We also have Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev has been finalized for August. Awesome. That's a great fight. I'm super excited for that. I made a video a few months ago earlier on my channel where I kind of just previewed Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev because we all kind of knew that was going to be the matchup. And I said I was picking Dricus du Plessis. And I'm going to stick by that. Guys, check out, that's actually my most viewed video on my channel, like 600 views, you know, little superstar that I am. But I think a bunch of South Africans just found it and liked it because I picked Dricus to win. But I am going to go with Dricus. I think he can survive, beat Khamzat up later in the fight. But yeah, that's an amazing fight. That's going to be, this is a good summer now. It's a good summer. We have the New Orleans card with Poirier Holloway. We have the great International Fight Week card. We have a couple good fight nights, Usman Buckley, something Abu Dhabi with Whittaker and De Ritter. And I picked Ritter to beat Bo Nickel, guys. I did. I've had some really good picks recently. I went like undefeated in the Montreal card. I went like undefeated in the Iowa card as well. I'm like 24-0 my last pick. All right, I'm gonna start making picks. I'm gonna get back into it, guys. I was in prison. I was in jail. Yeah, I made some mistakes, guys. I was in prison. I was in the hole. I may or may not have a tattoo that says "Property of Bubba." Like, this is not good. But what were we talking about? Yeah, Dricus Khamzat. Look, I still remember in 2022, Khamzat was like the biggest star in the sport. Like, it's unfortunate what has happened with injuries and inactivity and stuff. I'm a massive Khamzat fan, and I even though I'm picking Dricus, like, there's a part of me that would love to see Khamzat win the belt, and kind of like we all kind of felt like he was gonna be a double champion. Like, it was just kind of not if but when. And now I'm picking Dricus to beat him. If you told me that a couple years ago, I would have been saying, "Are you crazy? What's wrong with you?" But yeah, Khamzat could win. Khamzat could win. I thought Whitaker was gonna beat him, but like, Dricus is just, you never see Dricus get beat up in fights, or you see he can easily be the nail. He can take punishment. He can turn the tide. He can. I don't know. That's an amazing fight. So yeah, I guess I could talk a little bit more about Charles Ilia. I think Charles is gonna win. I just do. He's gonna need to go back to prime Oliveira stature. I'm talking Poirier, Gaethje, Oliveira. And I know that's gonna be hard because he's gonna get hit. I don't know. I just see Charles jumping deep, right hand. I can see it, guys. I can see it. Like, remember the Dariush fight where he just walked across? Well, he got taken down, but then he just walked across with no regard for Dariush at all. And I know the Poirier has power, but I'm gonna pick Charles. I'm gonna do it. And then Jones Aspinall. Dana, he was like not crashing out, but everyone's going crazy about Jones Aspinall. That is my most anticipated fight. Dana White said that he's gonna try. Jones Aspinall is still gonna happen. He's gonna announce it at some point. He's gonna make it happen. I don't know, guys. We hear Aspinall. I feel bad for Aspinall. Jones, like, I am Team Aspinall in this. If you didn't tell, I am Team Aspinall. I feel like most fans are. Like, besides like the casuals, like the casuals are on Jones' side. Like, I was talking with my friend who's like a casual UFC fan. He's like, "Oh, Jones destroys Aspinall." I was like, "Oh." Who knows if it happens? Dana has always said recently that it's gonna happen. Aspinall, he keeps giving, like, little hints on his social media. Jones is coping about not being a duck. You are a duck, Jones. Look, Jones doesn't care. He's a millionaire. He's successful, one of the best fighters ever. But you want to keep fighting, but clearly you have apprehension about fighting Aspinall. That means you're ducking him. But I will be the first one to say, shout out John Jones if Jones fights Aspinall. I will say, shout out John Jones. Thank you, John Jones. You are the GOAT of the sport if you win. And I don't think you're going to win. I think Aspinall is going to KO you probably in the first minute. That's just my prediction. I'd be pretty confident as well. But what I want to say. Yeah, who knows if it's going to happen. Because now so we have Merab O'Malley coming up. We have Ilia Charles. We have the New Orleans card, Holloway Poirier. Then we have Dricus Khamzat. Okay, that's a fun summer. Now we're into September. What's that? That's the Noche card. But no, that's not a pay-per-view. Or it is. Is the pay-per-view in Mexico? Okay, the pay-per-view is in Mexico, I think. You're not going to do Jones. Who's going to fight in the pay-per-view in Mexico? I have no idea. I don't think Jones and Aspinall are going to fight. And then now we're talking about October cards, Volk coming back versus Evloev, Pereira, Ankalaev. We're talking about JDM Islam. So where is Jones Aspinall going to fall in? Because we have the summer, and we kind of know some fights that are going to come in for the fall. Pereira, Ankalaev, Evloev, Volk, Islam, JDM. I just hope we see it. But yeah. So that's pretty much it, guys. I wanted to come on here. I'm gonna be back making videos, making predictions. I'm gonna try to go live. I got an extra battery for my camera, so my battery won't die. So yeah, I'm gonna be going live. We're gonna be doing that stuff. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, man, let's do it. Thank you guys for the love. Thank you guys for the support. We'll see if we can get back on the horse with this stuff. And yeah, I'll be posting videos. I'll be back on it. Thank you. See ya. Peace.